The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
And welcome, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B, coming on each and every night right after the quiet storm. We got a great show lined up for you, as we do all the time. Leading off the show, we'll recap the best and beyond right here in the Bronx and all over the place with our Monday morning highlights. Then our first guest, well, she had got her start at Lehman College and has taken on the music industry by storm. We see her all the time bringing up product to WBLS and all the other radio programs and all that stuff. She's all over the place, and well, she has more. And we'll be talking to her. After that, we'll catch up with a dear friend, no strangers to BronxNet Studios. He's the Quaffle Culinary Consciousness, Baron Ambrosia. Here's Ambrosia's Emmy. We'll be talking to him, talk about a lot of other good stuff too. We're going to catch up and refresh. We're going to talk about his Emmy victory and all that stuff. He's on the set and he's waiting in the wings. He's in the back room doing push-ups and sit-ups and all that stuff. We're going to bring that gold. And hopefully some delicious cuisine too. I think he's going to lace us up with some food too. I hope it's not bugs, because he can get into that too. And finally, we get yourself back into shape in the blink of an eye. Fitness General Manager Eric Garcia is going to join us about a new workout facility and give us a taste of all that stuff, exciting workouts. We'll let you know all about it. Stay tuned. We're open. All that and more headed your way next. And good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open, Channel 67. And today is Monday, April 23rd, 2012. Cool Clyde, we got a great show lined up today, including our very own Baron Ambrosia. I've been out with him on a few occasions. You got to see what he eats, but he gets into some crazy stuff. He has an Emmy. He's an Emmy winner. Look at this. This is a beautiful thing. Got some weight to it, too. All right, we'll get his thoughts on this incredible award-winning, I know he got there and got into a big thing there, and it was really, really nice. So we'll bring all that. Clyde, now a lot of people have come from Channel 67's Open and went on to bigger and better things. This is like the groundwork, the foundation for a lot of people who gotten their start.
Well, I think it's great, and BronxNet is respected on a whole nother level because of that. I mean, you have people like Dean Meminger, who's on New York 1, Lisa Everett, who's on Fox 5, who is also on Hot 97. I mean, Baron Ambrosia just won that Emmy right there. He let me touch it. I don't know how much gold that's worth, and gold is on the rise right now, so that's a great thing. It's a lot of money right there during these times of recession. But other than that, man, so many great people have came from BronxNet. It's great to see somebody like Bobby C. He's interviewing football players and baseball players, and I'm talking about the Super Bowl. He's inside. You see the BronxNet flag inside. That's a great feeling to be able to see that, man. So I think BronxNet is going to another level.
It's a good thing that we get a chance to work with interns and college students. We all come together and they work with the professionals. I mean, I wish I had something like this when we were coming up, to work with professionals in the business already. It gives them a good idea of what it's going to be like when they get out in the real world.
I think it's so important, but I think we're doing God's work now because we can't bring back what we didn't have, but what we can sure do is now that we have the platform, we can open up the doors and give them that opportunity and that goal to pursue their dreams. And I think this is a great platform. BronxNet gives you that. And also people are able to get to come to WBLS. You bring in interns there. Like I said, when we were coming up, Bob, they didn't have these type of opportunities.
Yeah. Wasn't that long ago, though?
And well, listen, they get actually hands-on, and actually, not only that, they're actually able to meet the on-air jocks. They actually able to see how things go in production. So I think that's so important and so key, man. And I think each time we go to the next level here at BronxNet.
Cool Clyde working on the turntables on the ones and twos. He's gonna get one of those computers though. We're gonna buy him.
No,
one,
we definitely. The Serato is coming. I just been doing so much, man, and I'm just thankful to be here over 10 years, man. Just doing so much here at BronxNet, man.
Cool Clyde doing his thing.
Yeah.
And we'll have some more information if you want to get involved in BronxNet and get your television career, whether it be behind the camera or behind the in the studios doing the technical director stuff, or there's a lot of different jobs that you can get. You don't have to be the guy behind the microphone, you know, like Baron Ambrosia, but you can, you know, there's a lot of other jobs that you can get that are well-paid jobs too. Thanks, Cool Clyde. Before we go forward, let's turn back the clock and check out our Monday morning highlights. Here we go. And welcome back. First up, just in time for yesterday's Earth Day celebration, Mayor Michael Bloomberg committed to helping New York go green. The Bronx is included too. 11 destinations, including the Bronx Zoo and a new school, will be splitting $4.6 million in grant money for projects like green roof installations and an overall effort to improve air and water quality. Additionally, the initiative will seek to reduce sewage runoff into New York's harbors. At the Bronx Zoo, asphalt pavement in one of the big parking lots will be replaced with a material which will allow water to soak more slowly into the ground. New signs will also be installed to educate visitors about stormwater management. And as we look into the Bronx to improve the green initiative, the Bronx Bombers, they helped their cause on the baseball diamond. New York Yankees were 4-1 in their last 5 games and have moved to the top of the American League East standings. They concluded their homestand in grand fashion as Yankees center fielder Curtis Granderson became the first player at the new stadium to homer 3 times in a game. He finished an impressive 5 for 5 for 4 ribbies. The Yankees weren't done yet, taking their show on the road, winning both games against the rival Boston Red Sox in their 100th anniversary at Fenway Park. Captain Derek Jeter, he continued his electric hitting and is batting an average, check it out, an impressive .382 on this young season. For more on the Bombers, check out Bobby C's Sports Roundup this and every Friday at 10 a.m. on Open. Those are your Monday morning highlights. Up next, Lehman College to Atlantic Records. Kathy Moore has more. She'll take us through her musical journey. But first, Bronx Assemblywoman Naomi Rivera, she held a hearing regarding Indian Point Energy Center. And BronxNet reporter Victoria Pavlova, she has the story.
The Bronx is the closest borough in New York City to Indian Point.
Surrounded by a group of children from the Mashalou Montefiore Community Center, Bronx Assemblywoman Naomi Rivera held a public hearing expressing concern regarding Indian Point nuclear facility, and more specifically, the lack of a comprehensive evacuation plan in case of an emergency.
Almost all of New York City is within a 50-mile radius of Indian Point. Yet our city has no evacuation plan in place to respond to a natural or man-made emergency.
The current emergency plan at Indian Point covers a 10-mile radius, which, considering Indian Point's location, leaves millions of Americans in danger. During the hearing, Assemblywoman Rivera publicly released her letter requesting local, state, and federal government's action in safeguarding New Yorkers beyond the current 10-mile evacuation zone.
We must learn from the lessons of Fukushima. Within 5 days of the tsunami triggering the nuclear catastrophe, the radiation traveled 160 miles.
She also spoke on the importance of distributing potassium iodine pills during a nuclear emergency, which will help reduce panic and conduct safer evacuations. And Dr. Erwin Redlener, the director of the Columbia University's National Center for Disaster Preparedness, stated that Indian Point's current plan is completely inadequate.
If ever faced with the need for large-scale emergency evacuation, existing plans do not adequately reflect basic, widely accepted knowledge of radiation spread, human behavior, transportation and egress challenges in terms of getting out of the region.
Reporting for BronxNet, this is Victoria Pavlova.
Cool Clyde on the ones and twos. Thanks, Victoria, and welcome back to Open. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. From the hallways right here at Lehman College to a career with Atlantic Records, Kathy Moore has made her passion her career, and she joins us now. And thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to see you. I mean, all these years you've been coming to the radio station with all these records. Oh, you got to check this out. You got to check this out. And you've been representing many wonderful artists over the years. Tell us about that wonderful career. Now, you started here. I didn't know you went to Lehman College.
Yeah. My parents are from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And I chose Lehman. And I switched my major to communications, and everyone was like, "What are you, communications? What are you doing? You sure you want to do that?" And
communications is tough.
Yeah,
you know, it involves.
I mean, it's vast anyway, so you don't know
acting and all that stuff.
And I was fortunate enough to get an internship at CBS Records. They placed me in the record division.
Look at that.
And it's gradually, slowly, through internships, I was able to. Make it.
I mean, I watched you over the years, but I didn't know you came from Lehman College and out of the Bronx. You know, you came up with so many like wonderful products that we still play today.
Yeah.
Some of the artists that you've worked with over the years are.
Oh my gosh, Luther.
The late great one.
Michael Jackson.
They used to bring all these artists up. I mean, we got pictures with the artists. She would bring them up and we'd sit back and take pictures with the artists.
Yeah, that's right. Paul Abdul, SWV.
And you got to be real cool when you bring them up there too. You got to. But after they leave, you say, Luther Vandross, Janet Jackson.
But they're good people.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone really.
So you had
pleasure.
Luther? Who else?
Paul Abdul, worked with her. T.I. I'm working with now. Trey Songz, working with now. Flo Rida.
Wow.
After Seven, remember After Seven?
Of course. Yeah.
Babyface, I've worked with him as well. Sade. So I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Lots of folks.
And at your position, what did you do? You were called the.
Well, depending on where, but for the most part, I worked in promotions.
Right.
So our objective is to get the record played on the radio, so that the consumer can hear it and buy it.
Right.
You know, so I did marketing as well and artist development. So you're more hands-on with the day-to-day involving all the other departments, not just promotion. So that was a good experience.
But you guys had a beautiful way of doing it too. You would maybe send something up there, maybe some flowers. In Frankie Crockett's case, some Popeye's chicken. You forgot to give me 5.
My bad.
Popeye's chicken, and then you sit there and you talk.
Yes, that's right. I mean, it's relationship.
Yeah,
all about relationships.
Exactly. See, a lot of people don't know that. You know, that relationship plays a very, very important part of this whole thing.
I mean, the comfort level. Someone believes in what you're saying. Takes your professional opinion or your personal opinion, and make decisions on that help you do your job.
Right. And you don't just slide into a position like that. What challenges have you faced along the way?
They felt that I wasn't prepared. They always want experience, but you have to gain that experience some way. Right. Fortunately, with the internships, my allergies are really getting me. But
we got you. We hear you. We got you.
You have the opportunity with those to get the experience, to kind of watch from the sidelines and see the posture and learn the methods on how to hone your craft.
Right.
And gradually I started as a national secondary, and kind of sat under the regional promotion person and
Yeah.
watched how they moved, and then occasionally went on the road with them
Right,
and assisted them, from putting posters up in the retail stores,
Yeah.
you know, to actually bring the artist into the stores and do a signing.
Right, right.
You know, so little by little now I have a staff that focuses on different segments of the country, and I'll oversee them and make sure that I can assist them in what they do.
And this is a major part of record sales. You know, you bring that artist there and they're signing autographs
Yeah.
and signing pictures and people are meeting.
Yeah.
You got the meet and greet going on.
Absolutely.
And people buy that record for them to sign also.
It's an emotional thing.
Yes.
People act on emotions.
So you're standing in between the artist. You're like a liaison between the artist, the community, the business, the stores,
Sure.
and the people who are going to play the records
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
radios, the program directors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they trust your opinion. The artist trusts us that we're not going to put them in a compromised space.
Right, right.
And that they're going to be safe. And it's a respectful situation. And it's going to be valuable to their career.
Yeah, and you're going to let artists know, hey, you don't need that big bodyguard. Let him, he's here, but let him
that's
stand
true
in the
too.
wings. Don't let him push anybody
Yeah,
around
that's
because,
right,
you know,
that's
this
right.
shows. This,
Absolutely.
this is a part
Everybody's
of what
here
you do.
because they love you.
Exactly.
They want to share your experience.
Right, you may not need that bodyguard, but you have him there, you know, just because some bodyguards get kind of wild.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're
they
right,
push
you're
you
right.
out of the way. Now the
Yep.
whole thing looks ugly.
Very true.
And then they go home with that mindset that, you know,
That's right.
wow, no,
It
I want
reflects on the
bodyguard.
artist, and that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a good thing. Yeah.
So you're a pro. You've been at this for a while. Tell us about some of the artists that, well, you did that, about the artists that you've worked with. But the best part of your career was what? What are some of the highlights in your mind?
Well, I got to say, actually giving back, it feels really good to have interns that work for me, and now I watch them, and they're managing, you know, producers and artists themselves,
Yeah.
and they're cutting deals, they're getting artists signed to labels, and you know, I look at that, they have staffs of their own,
Wow, yeah.
they have run conferences where thousands of people were a part of, and then hundreds attended. And it's just really, really satisfying, gratifying to see them, you know, succeed so well. And I mean, I feel that way too, because I didn't let the people that mentored me down.
Right,
You know,
right.
I kind of stuck to it, and you know, you still reach back. You always reach back.
Yeah.
You know, reach back for guidance on another level, and then reach back to help those folks that need that assistance.
And they're able to
making
talk
their
about
way.
you. That's my girl. I got her started. But you came through a whole lot. What's the difference between, because everything's different now. You know,
Yes.
radio,
Yes.
TV,
Yeah.
the record industry. What's the difference between when you first got in there as an intern and how everything was flourishing that way, on that level, as opposed to what's happening now in the record industry?
Before, it was a lot of independent businesses, whether it be retail businesses, even radio stations, were independently owned and operated, and they kind of did their thing the way they felt was best for them. Now, you know, corporations have taken over, so much so that, you know, you have hundreds of stations that are owned by one major corporation,
Yeah.
and no one's looking to break a new artist. They're just looking to keep their job. And you know, you can't blame them for that.
Yeah.
The economy is what it is, and everybody has their own set of responsibilities that they have to take care
So
of.
how do you position or reposition yourself under that climate?
Well, you know, you have to be sensitive to what they're, you know, basing their decisions on, and you know, give them what they're looking for to make them comfortable to partner with
Yeah.
you. You know, as you develop the product,
Yeah.
the artist, and if that's research, which is really driving what we do now at radio, they have to answer to someone.
Yeah.
And now they're not just answering to the owner that they sit and have coffee with. Now they're answering to the shareholders and whoever else. I mean, a larger grouping of folks.
Right.
So they're not raising their hand and saying, I'm going to take a chance. They're sitting back and listening to the other 50 programmers and saying, well, nobody else is doing it, so I'm just going to wait.
So,
You know,
and
I'm gonna
before they would just take a
Well,
chance.
they would maybe
say,
take a
here's
chance
a
and
beautiful
say, okay,
record. This
yeah.
sounds good to my
Yeah.
ear. Let's play it.
Yeah, and it's not that they still may want to do that, but they're under different, you know, guidelines now,
Right,
and,
right.
and you just try to work with that. You know, you may have to go, and you go back to basics. You're going back to the streets and saying, okay, well, we'll go to the clubs and make sure that when they're out in the clubs, they're hearing it. And when a mixed show opportunity comes about, and we can get a feel there, then we do that. Or we have the artists attend what's happening in the streets locally, whether it could be a fair or a school or Boys and Girls Club.
But people buying records differently now.
Yeah,
'Cause
oh
you can buy-
yeah.
You get
yeah.
an MP3, you can
Yes.
download this and download
Yes.
that.
The key is buy.
Buy.
Please buy it.
Don't
Please buy
get
it.
involved
Right.
in the bootleg thing.
Right, because I mean, I speak to my nieces and ask them, and my nephew, and say, well, when's the last time you purchased something? And my oldest one, my oldest niece, it's not something that they relate to.
Yeah.
When we were 16, 17, we went into a record store and purchased what we wanted. It's a different game now. They can get it from their phone, or they can get it for free. But we don't.
But you should buy it, because here's what happens when
Yeah.
you try to get it for free. Sometimes it'll cost you more than buying the record, because it may jam up your system. Somebody may throw a little virus in there,
Yeah.
and your whole system is gone. It starts eating away at like Pac-Man.
Yeah,
It eats up
true.
all your songs that you
True.
downloaded before.
That's right.
How many times have you had that happen to you? But buy that particular record. Okay,
Yeah.
what's next for you, Kathy? Because we've been knowing you for a long time. You've been doing a lot in this great business, this music industry. What's next for you?
Well, I'm enjoying where I am now. I am very much, and maybe management. Looking at management. Maybe just continuing to give back. I look for opportunities to speak to kids and let them know there's different routes and different ways. You don't always have to be the artist.
Right.
You can be that person that gets that artist in that space. There's other avenues. So, I think that's most gratifying to me
Yeah.
as well. So I'm kind of open for the possibilities.
Oh, there you go. That's the name of the program.
Oh, okay.
That's it right there. On that note. Kathy, give us some information where we can reach you.
You can reach me at Atlantic Records, KATHI.more at AtlanticRecords.com.
Because we got a lot of college students and interns working around the professionals, I'm sure.
And we have internships programs.
Yeah, well, there's an internship program at Atlantic
That's right,
Records. Look
that's
at the
right.
young man right there. Look at the young. They all got their hands up. Hey, how about me? Kathy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You got to
thank
come
you,
back and
thank you.
share
I
more.
will. I will.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's
All
a
right,
pleasure.
my darling. All right, thanks, Kathy. We got to take a quick break, but up next, got the dream of winning an Emmy Award. After the break, our good friend Baron Ambrosia will tell us how he made it happen. Right here, with the help of BronxNet. It's all coming your way next. Stay right there.
Your education is the key to your future. And if you're a high school student, your next stop is college. A college education gives high school graduates a competitive advantage professionally and financially. Without it, your job opportunities are much more limited. A college diploma is a necessary requirement for any successful tomorrow. So make sure you're prepared. Speak to your guidance counselor. Visit your local colleges. Your education is the key to your future.
My name's Brandon. 9 years old, being alcoholic.
Hi, Brandon.
I'll start drinking with the older kids. And whatever they do, I'll do.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
I know it'll start with alcohol. I'm just not sure how it's gonna end.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
That's low. That's low and below.
Underground filmmaker Justin Paul transformed into the mysterious Baron Ambrosia, and Bronx Flavor was born. Bam! Just like that. 4 years later, Baron took home an Emmy Award. This was beautiful work at Bronxnet and beyond. And here, he's right here to tell us how Baron Ambrosia won this fantastic award. It must have been something to you. Were you very shocked and amazed and surprised and all that stuff?
I was. It was really, you know, it's our third year being nominated for something on the show, but this is the first year I was personally nominated as Baron Ambrosia, as the host of the show.
Yeah.
And it's a very long ceremony, you know, you're sitting at the table for a few hours and it's a big booklet and you're like, well, eventually we'll get to us, then
But you didn't know.
Then we'll lose.
Did you know that you were going to be?
Well, I knew we were nominated.
You knew you were nominated,
You're at the dinner. No, I didn't think I was going to win the award at all, because really, with narrative, with comedy, with the regional Emmy, there's no home for us.
Yeah.
There is no. You're against sportscasts, you're against newscasts, you're against hard news, and we've always kind of reached out and said, we need a category for narrative. If this was national Emmys, we'd have Seinfeld wins. So I was nominated, but I didn't think there was a chance I was going to win. I was against these sportscasters, and so it was getting closer. And then when they said the names, I said. It's almost as if I didn't recognize my own name for just a split second. You're like, oh, okay, we didn't. No,
did you call me?
And then it was just full on.
Yeah.
Then it's like, we were so thrilled.
But I can imagine people looking at all of your work and them sitting. I know it must have been hilarious for them to we got to nominate this guy. This guy, he's funny.
That's what we hope. But like I said, there is no comedy category. So we have to recognize is. You've got, tornado kills 5 in Massachusetts, and, school bus goes off bridge, and then Bronx Flavor. So that's why I think, you're in this room and they're watching the judges, and that's why it's either we're really going to win or we're really not going to win. Because it just, I could imagine the judges just wouldn't even make sense. Like, what is this doing in here? This is comedy. But I'm glad that this year they looked beyond the comedy and saw the community.
Beautiful.
And the journalism behind it.
Now, when you first started this, you didn't think you would win an Emmy. Now, how did you start Bronx Flavor?
Bronx Flavor, I had an online show called Underbelly, which was just self-funded, and did 8 episodes of that. We became the #1 food podcast on iTunes. But same time, I had a bunch of jobs, and I approached Michael Maxnabi here at BronxNet, and I said, I made like a little sizzler of what we had done, and I came to his office and said, Michael, said, I'm Baron Ambrosia, and I'd love to do a show with you. And he watched it, and you could tell we shared kind of the same sense of pride in our community, but also kind of a wild sense of humor and a sense of adventure. And that's when Michael and I collaborated to create Bronx Flavor.
Beautiful.
And it began as a segment on Open.
Look at that. What are you eating there? Lobster?
That was lobster. And these are all moments from throughout the series. Like I said, this started off on Friday's Open, 10-minute segment, and then we gained some popularity and became a half-hour segment. And that's when we were really able to spread our creative wings and kind of, you always want to top the previous one, more stunts, more adventure. And like I said, it's really important that we always covered every corner of the Bronx. So I've got a map in my studio, and if there was a corner of the Bronx I neglected, I'd say, I have to go there and find the next restaurant.
Yeah.
Because we want everyone represented.
And you're not only on in the Bronx. I happened to be in Queens watching television one night and saw you. And I was at a friend's house in New Jersey. I was watching and saw you in New Jersey. I was like, oh, wow, Baron's everywhere.
This show is rebroadcast. Bronx Flavor is rebroadcast on NYC Life Television, which goes as far as Newark and go in New Jersey and goes as, far south and goes as far north as Bridgeport, Connecticut. And we've had fans come up to me on the street in both those cities. One guy was in Bridgeport in the middle of the cut. And we're walking, I was plain clothes, and some guy's like, hey, a little far from the Bronx, aren't you? And I'm like, I look over and some guy's like, yeah, man! I'm like,
that feels good, doesn't it?
It feels good because people are watching and that people are getting the message.
Baron, how important was BronxNet in getting this show off the ground?
BronxNet was the reason the show got off the ground. I've been a filmmaker for many years. That's what I went to school for. But it wasn't until I had the platform here and the deadlines. It's like when you're doing something with your own money, the most valuable thing to a creative mind is a deadline.
Right.
And mark that down because, like I said, always worked on my own and been very disciplined, but it's when you've got to have it on next Friday's Open or you're going to have an empty time slot and you're not going to get to do it again. That's when you really hustle and you get your work done and nothing stands in your way because you got to get it on.
Yeah.
And having people watch and having, collaborating with Michael and having the network here to supply me with just everything.
Yeah.
It was such a venue.
I saw you at a couple of places in the morning. I do the Steve Harvey breakfast program, and I think you were at I forgot the name of the place, but it was a place.
Yes, Peace Love Cafe, I believe.
Yeah, off of 3rd Avenue in the Bronx.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there was another spot. CeeLo's, maybe?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not when the cameras are rolling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you have to be part of your community, and that's where so much of my support has come from. Especially with this particular Bronx flavor, so many people are volunteering their time to be part of my show, to be on my show, to do the music or to do the dance numbers, and that comes from getting love from the community because you're giving love back.
Yeah.
And people know you're about what you're doing on camera. It's not an act. It's like, you don't say action all of a sudden, it's like, hi, I'm Baron Ambrosia, and then cameras turn off and you put on sunglasses and go down. No. You need to embrace people around you.
Right, when I first saw you on TV, I thought you were like one of the guys that eats strange things, going to different places.
Mm-hmm.
But you add a lot more to it than that. You know, talk about the show's mix of humor, entertainment, and education.
Sure. Well, one thing, just in terms of foods that, you know, there's certain shows that would exploit foods as being unusual. I try to do the complete opposite. I try to demystify things, because there might be something that you might find unusual and say, I would never eat that. but you have to respect that food. That food is someone's apple pie.
That's right.
And you can't see, oh, look at those people eating that weird stuff. That's someone's bread and butter. That's something that their grandmother made, their mother made. That means it's something special to them. They might look at you, you know, whatever, you know, us eating a chicken salad or a hamburger and be like, that's disgusting. You know, so it comes out of a mutual respect for
What's
people.
the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, jeez. I mean, fermented shark in Iceland.
Fermented
various
shark.
jungle creatures throughout Africa, but, you know, snake lines in Vietnam. But then I said what the humor does is it kind of adds a spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down.
Yeah.
You have this education coming at you, this information about the Bronx, but when you wrap it in a candy shell, you're flipping through a channel. If you see a guy being like, here I am in the Bronx, you might flip past it. But you see a guy running through the streets on a high adventure, you're going to stop, join the adventure, but at the same time, you're going to learn something about the community, learn something about the small businesses. You know?
So here you are, bam, after all the years and all the hard work and dedication that you put into your work, you have the Emmy. Emmy Award winning, Baron Ambrosia. You can give him a big round of applause. Emmy Award winner, Baron Ambrosia.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and take a look at what you went through, and then come back. Okay.
Great.
Let's do it right now.
Category on camera talent, performer, narrator. The nominees are Al Jodwick, Justin Cornell, and Robert A. Frank. And the Emmy Award goes to Justin Cornell.
All right, Michael Maxnabi, stand up. I'll tell you what. When other producers, other networks are either rolling their eyes or shuddering in fear, you gave me a home, you gave me a canvas, and most importantly, you gave me a budget. To my right-hand man, Raymond Pagnuco, my cinematographer, whether we're in Sierra Leone, we're in the South Bronx, filming Cuchifritos, your lens is always steady. To my mother, to my father, to my sister, you guys have made costumes, you built vehicles, you put out my face when it caught on fire twice. And of course to everybody in the Bronx, and especially my wife, my queen, my empress, my doña, Big Kim, I love you, you're everything to me. This is for the Bronx!
What were you feeling at that moment? Because, you know, people have
Sure.
different feelings when they're winning an award.
It was a real feel of elation in that we spent so much time working, and you spend so much time grinding, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy working. I enjoy being dirty and being in the field and being exhausted and not getting any sleep. And there's very few moments when you get to stop.
Yeah.
And just sit back. Because I said it's one thing I told a lot of friends who are artists, because as artists it's very hard to do that for a living. I tell people, I said, victory begins when you decide you cannot be defeated. So I was victorious a long time ago when I was meeting my biggest challenges, and I didn't have enough money to pay my rent and my phone's being shut off. That's when I decided to be victorious.
Yeah.
Because that's when you could give up and say, I'm not doing this. That's when I said, you know what? You can't. Nothing could break me. So that was a victory. This was just a moment to reflect on those challenges and say, tonight's a good night. You know what I mean? It was a really nice cap to a lot of stuff that we've been doing, working really hard lately, and just a night to just run in Times Square with a bottle of champagne and just spray it everywhere. And
Now, you've been all over. Did you make your rounds? You run all over the city with this?
Well, we put a hood ornament on the P-Rex, but no. I did take it to my mother and father's house. They said, you got to bring it out here. We got to see it. So I just brought it to see them. And
how did mom and dad feel?
They were so happy because, like I said, everyone has been, I haven't done anything alone. And all my friends and all the people in my community have made this possible. So that's why I think the Bronx is wide. We share this together because I'm here because everybody, you know? And so I think everyone has a sense that this is not just mine, but ours.
It's this, yeah. And the other thing is that you spend so much time in your craft away from your family.
Yes.
That your family has to share in this also.
Exactly.
Because,
absolutely.
They took a hit.
Yeah, they continue to take a hit, absolutely. It's, my mind a lot of times is in the world of the show. To make that show and have it be believable, you have to be there mentally.
There's a major sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Some people are going to be not purposely pushed by the wayside, but when you're doing something and you're focused and you put out some really good product and you're passionate about it, you have to move some people out of the way and say, hey, I have to do this. And hopefully they'll understand.
Right.
And
becomes
you got the support of your family, your wife, and everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so what do you have coming up next? You're doing a lot of stuff. You're making money.
We're making money, which is great. And one really exciting thing is we have a new show coming out on Food Network and Cooking Channel called The Culinary Adventures of Baron Ambrosia. You can get updates.
I can't wait to see this.
So we are officially, we have a national show coming out that people can watch not only in the Bronx, but in Texas, in South Dakota, Washington, wherever people are in this country, they can watch the continuing adventures of Baron Ambrosia. And there'll be a lot of Bronx references.
Give us a little hint. What's some of the stuff that you're going to be cooking up?
Well, it's like I said, it's really about, one thing I thought was important about the Bronx was that Bronx is oftentimes misunderstood. It's categorized, and it's as people see it in movies. And that's why I always felt such a pride to show people how great the Bronx is. And I think there's a lot of cities like that across the nation. So in our first season, it was important to me to not go to the obvious places that are already covered by Zagat. It was still about exploration and uncovering the secrets of our country. So we went to Bridgeport, Connecticut. We're going to Compton, Long Beach, going to Baltimore, Maryland, Newark, New Jersey, Oakland, California. These places these are cities people are like, I don't want to go there. No, you need to go there. There's culture there. There's stuff there that's being overlooked, delicious food that's inexpensive and is authentic, just like in the Bronx.
Now, I saw you at one of the places. I forgot what culture that was, but they were cooking up some stuff they had you tasting. I saw the one you were in the Italian restaurant.
Sure.
Back there in the kitchen, but it was a Polska or whatever it was.
It was a Polish place?
Maybe it was a Polish place?
Possibly. We've.
Is there a place that you would like to go to, or country that you'd like to go to that you hadn't been?
I mean, I have a list. I mean, Papua New Guinea is probably top of my list.
New Guinea?
Yeah, Papua New Guinea is totally, we have so much there to be discovered. Mogadishu, Somalia, Grozny, Chechnya, even the
what
whole
kind of food do they
Abkhazia.
have in New Guinea?
New Guinea, there's some very interesting things. It's a lot of it in the technique as well. They'll dig a hole, very like much in Samoa, dig a hole and make an umu, like a oven in the ground, and put things down.
Oh yeah.
Using a lot of what's around them in the jungle, and it's very intriguing. Like I said, to me, the joy is to explore and to kind of bring forth things that other people aren't doing. I have no interest in being the eighth person to cover Permane Brothers in Pittsburgh and be like, hey, look, they put French fries on a sandwich. What's that? To me, you guys do that, I'm going to do this.
What about, some cultures they cut off the top of the head of a monkey, they eat the monkey brain?
I mean, like I said, they talk about that in China. It's not, a lot of things are those things in particular would only be at like a giant banquet with people who have a ton of money and that would be part of it, is how far can we take it, and you see a lot of that in movies, and there are those things across the world, but not as much as people would think. If you do want that kind of stuff, you really got to go to to China. That's where you'd see pretty much everything is consumed, every possible edible animal.
That's right. How about beetle larva?
Beetle larva, silkworm pupa, which might be like what people do, is dak dai, and that's a Thai delicacy. And they'll deep fry, it's bar food, and it's kind of thing. How do you
let's have a beer with some.
Well, exactly. It's very much like potato chips or peanuts here. You're gonna have some. You're gonna want more beer. And if people saw it and knew what it was, they'd be horrified. But if they just ate it, they'd be like, "Oh, this is this is a nice
a lot of
crunchy
protein.
thing."
It's very healthy for you.
Exactly.
Okay, so you have this brand new show coming up. Where can we see that?
You will see that on the Cooking Channel, which if you go to baronambrosia.com, you can get all the listings. And right now, we are in the Bronx. Cooking Channel is not on Cablevision. It will be here in 2013, but we are working hard to get Cooking Channel in the Bronx because this is.
But you're not going to leave the BronxNet.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm very, proud and happy to be continuing my work here with BronxNet, not only with doing Bronx Flavor, but also we do a lot of news packages going out in the community. If there's people need me, they always know how to find me. I try to make myself easy to get a hold of and just represent and come out.
Are you getting a lot of calls now since this wonderful Emmy?
Like I said, we already had wrapped the Cooking Channel thing, so at this point we're locked in. We were really, like I said, this was just something to really celebrate and be just happy about and excited about, and just kind of take a moment to, it was a moment to reflect, which is what this enabled.
Can I make a copy of this and put it in my
Sure,
house?
absolutely.
Give me one word that you would tell to people who are looking to get involved in television or something what you're doing, producing and.
Well, I take a word that I use to every single thing I try to do in life, and that's passion. And if you don't have passion, you have nothing. And if you don't have passion in your heart, don't waste your time, because it's not easy and it's going to be hard. And then, people come in, I'm going to make a record now. All of a sudden, this is a good idea. Then tomorrow, this is a good idea. No, your passion. You have to decide what that one thing is, and you have to go after it like you want to kill it.
Reckless abandon.
Yeah, reckless abandon, bloodthirsty. And that's the truth. I mean, because it's going to get times when you're bored and you're tired and you want to just go hop on Facebook and comment on people. That's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You need to be working and you need to want it. You need to be hungry. So I said, if you don't have passion, you want to sit around and play video games, all that's fine. But don't think you're going to do something. You got to find the passion, push the nonsense out of the way and get it.
Emmy Award winner, Baron Ambrosia. Give him a big round of applause, everybody in the studio yesterday. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Baron, thank you so much. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. We got to take our final break, but up next, we'll hit the gym with Blink Fitness General Manager Eric Garcia. Special workout from the incredible trainers. Stick around, we'll be right back. Baron, thank you. This is beautiful. Can I kiss it? Did you kiss it?
I'm sure I did it.
Megan? You're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? That zit is huge. Zit face. Ugly.
Hi, I'm Sean Johnson of the 2008 U.S. Gymnastics team. I'm here with our friends from VeggieTales to say, be a player, get up and play an hour a day.
Besides gymnastics, how do you stay in great shape, Sean?
I love to dance and rollerblade.
Cool.
You don't have to be an Olympian to be a player. Just do the things you already love to do, like jump rope, ride a bike, or even play freeze tag.
Now that's something to flip for.
Well done! For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
Your education is the key to your future. And if you're a high school student, your next stop is college. A college education gives high school graduates a competitive advantage professionally and financially. Without it, your job opportunities are much more limited. A college diploma is a necessary requirement for any successful tomorrow. So make sure you're prepared. Speak to your guidance counselor. Visit your local colleges. Your education is the key to your future.
Get that. Oh, I must be careful there. Well, that's a nice picture.
Come on, Anna.
Okay.
Foreclosure doesn't affect just you. It affects your whole family, too. If you've fallen behind on your mortgage, we can help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE, because nothing is worse than doing nothing.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Contacts on.
And welcome back, everybody, to Open. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. Founded to provide a fun, friendly, and affordable workout experience, Blink Fitness boasts over 150 pieces of equipment and top-notch personal trainers. Here to share more is General Manager Eric Garcia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very
look
much.
like you're fit, ready to go. You ready to go?
A little bit.
All right, tell us about this wonderful training center that you have.
Blink Fitness.
Yes.
We are located on 156 in St. Anne's. It's going to be grand opening May 19th.
Oh, okay.
We currently have 4 different locations that are open right now. 4th and Broadway, down in the city.
May 19th, maybe we can get some cameras over there, open up the doors, do the whole thing. Baron can get over there, do his workout. Baron's working out over there now.
Absolutely.
Emmy award-winning Baron.
Yep, we have one in Cross County in Yonkers, Paramus, New Jersey, as well as Melville, Long Island. What sets us apart is that we do have over 150 pieces of cardio and strength, like you mentioned. We offer a very fun, very friendly, super clean environment to work out in. You can get a great workout in our gyms, whether you're brand new to fitness or you've been working out for years.
Yeah.
So.
All right, somebody who's just starting out, what do they do?
Depends on what their fitness goals are. And again, seeing as how we have certified personal trainers, you can come in and tell them what your fitness goals are, and they'll help you develop a plan so you can reach those. So right now, a lot of the goals seem to be getting right for the summer.
Yeah.
So we have different workouts that we can do with them as well.
This is like the season. Everybody says, oh, summer's coming. I better, get some muscles.
Absolutely. You see a lot of the guys come in, want to do curls for the girls. A lot of people on cardio trying to lose the excess weight they put on from the holiday season. It's definitely a fun, friendly, and clean environment that we have a great staff. We take pride in knowing our members by name. And that's something that we're really proud of. So.
All right, somebody comes in, they want to get rid of a pot belly. What do they do?
Again, you can do some cardio stuff as well. We have top-of-the-line light fitness machines, as well as some pre-core equipment.
Yeah.
So they'll do some time with some cardio, then they'll go over to some free weights. And again, you just get a great workout.
Yeah.
Great workout.
You're going to show us a few things today?
Yeah, we can do a couple of things as well.
Let me see.
All right. Well, some of the training that we like.
With.
All right. Some of the training that we like to do is Tabata. We can do a Tabata style. Tabata is basically time interval. So what you would want to do is maybe 30 seconds of an active movement, whether it be a push-up, a squat, or anything along those lines that engage a lot of the muscles.
Baron, you want to do this?
Get Baron in?
Yeah.
All right.
Hold Baron's Emmy.
So, like I said, with the 30 seconds, you would do a major movement or a power movement, something like a squat or a push-up. So we'll do some squats. We'll get you to do some squats as well.
Baron will be the guinea pig.
Okay.
Because he's going to work out. He's got some big endeavors that he's working on right now.
That's fine.
Look at all the money that he's taking out of his pocket.
That's a nice size wallet. How you doing, Baron?
Good. That's a nice size wallet. Pump that wallet up.
It's all leather. There's nothing else in it.
All right, so let's just have you do some basic squats. Again, Tabata style training is time interval. So you'd want to do about 30 seconds of that, but we'll just do like 5 right now. Okay, go right ahead. There you go. So you would do some squats for a little while. Then you would follow that up with a minute or 45 seconds of an active rest workout. So that could be something that's cardio based. So you can do some jumping jacks, toe taps, knees to hand. If you're in an open space, you can do some running as well.
Toe taps, that's like tap dancing?
A little bit. So what you would do is you would put an object out in front of you and you would just want to tap your toes with it. So if I have the line in front, that's something I would want to do. You do that for a minute, you get your heart rate up, and that's a good way for you to burn some excess calories as well.
What about the push-ups and sit-ups?
You can do push-ups and sit-ups again. Sit-ups. If you want to demonstrate a push-up, we can do a push-up with you also. All right. So you would basically want to do push-ups for 30 seconds, seeing as how that's considered to be like a power movement.
Yeah.
Your sit-ups can be. I can do a push-up. All right. I'll get down and do a push-up.
Because people have their butt in the air.
Right.
And that's
you want to make sure that everything is parallel. So you want to be in a plank. You want your elbows in. All right. And then you would do a proper push-up is chest to floor, and then come straight up, and then come back down,
Yeah.
and then come straight up.
How far apart do you have to put your hands, though?
Hands are about maybe shoulder width apart. My big thing when I was training was I like to train in the way that I live. So very rarely do you ever push something this wide.
Yeah.
So I never really felt the need to train that way. If I'm pushing something from here, I want to push this way.
Right.
So that's the same way that I like to train, is in the way that I move in my everyday life.
How many do you do?
In one set, maybe about 30 to 40.
Do 30 and then stop and do another 30?
So I would do 30 for 30 seconds, seeing as how we're doing time interval. So as many as you can get in 30 seconds, you would do it that way, and then you will go into your active rest, which is like a jumping jack or toe taps or sprints or anything you're doing there.
Okay, so what about the, like when you want to power down, you get ready to go, do you go into a sauna before you go into a shower?
We don't have saunas, but what we do have though is a front porch area. Our front porch area is a great way for you to cool down after your workout, or
Just
if you
sit out
wanted
on the
to
porch and relax.
a little bit. We have tables and chairs. You can wait for your friend if you wanted to bring a friend to work out with you. We also have some vending machines, so you can get something that you can cool down with as well. We do have showers in our facility. There is an all-in-one body wash, shampoo, and conditioner that you can use there. So
Good. What about eating? Because you know people working out, but then they'll go back to the junk food.
Right.
How do you maintain all of this stuff?
It's
Because
all about-
it's the workout, it's the eating, and the sleeping.
Right, absolutely. In my experience, diets don't work. It's about forming healthy habits. That's what it is. You incorporate vegetables and the right type of foods in your everyday routine, and that's going to help you cut the weight.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so you want another person to come in and you want to show us some more stuff?
Sure, if we have some time for that.
What
we
kind
can
of
do that as
machines
well.
do you have?
We have Life Fitness strength machines in our facilities. All of our machines have diagrams. So the way that our gyms are set up is they're broken up into lower body parts and upper body parts. So if you were coming in on a Friday and you know the summer's coming up, so Saturday and Sunday's beach day, you're going to go to the upper body area so you can get nice and swollen, big buff look for the beach. So we have Life Fitness machines that have the diagrams on them, and they'll tell you which ones that you would want to use for like a chest press or a shoulder press or some reverse rows or anything like that.
I need a pass.
We definitely can have pass. You can have a pass, come by anytime, for
You
sure.
got it. All right. Maybe after that we'll go by and we'll take a look at the facility. Did they come
Absolutely.
by with the BronxNet cameras yet?
No, not yet.
Can we come in
not
with
yet.
the BronxNet cameras?
Sure, absolutely you can.
All right. We'll set something up where we can come in and now you also have free weights, right?
We do
There's a
have
lot of-
free weights.
What's
Our
the difference? Where should we start? If somebody wants to do weights, should they go with the machine or the free weights?
Absolutely.
Dumbbells and all that stuff?
If you're brand new to fitness, we want you to build a nice solid foundation. The machines they provide the stability for you, and that'll help you build that foundation so that when you progress, you can go into the free weight area of your workout. So our dumbbells go up to 90 pounds in our facility, and we also have a squat cage that you can use with a barbell.
Squat cage.
A squat cage,
Woo.
yeah. That's a nice piece of
So you can
equipment. I
walk
like
out of
that.
there.
Nice and swollen, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever the goals
Okay.
are.
And you mentioned about the diet, right? Along
Right,
with
it's
it.
a healthy habit. Healthy habit, eat right, sleep right, take care of your body, and it'll take care of you in the long run. So.
And where's this one located?
The one that's opening on May 19th is on 156 in St. Anne's, but you can like us on Facebook at Blink Fitness or follow us on Twitter at Blink Fitness, and we have all of our openings that are scheduled for the upcoming year.
All right, cool. Now you got a lot of people sitting home in their office. What's a good exercise that they can do while they're
To
at
do
their
in the office?
desk? Yeah.
Honestly, at the desk, get up and walk around for a little. Get up and walk around. Use your body. Honestly, use your body weight. If you can take a brief 10-minute break.
Can you do
go
something
walk
on
around.
a seat or something like that? Can you pass me one of those chairs here? Because sometimes you can just go on the edge of your seat. Barry, you
can.
come on in and be a part of this.
Let me get that for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So what you can do with one of the seats, I guess, is you can do even an incline push-up on this as well. So you grab the sides of the seat, and you can come down and just push yourself up
What
also.
if your boss comes by and says, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Your boss comes back, you sit back
Say,
down
"Hey,
and get
try
back to
this."
work. Yeah, you sit back down and get back to work. Again, you can do dips on it. Make sure that something's counterbalancing the weight, so this way you don't tilt the chair or hurt
How
yourself.
about if
as
you
well.
get back here and just go like this?
You can do that as well.
Baron,
Whatever
you
works.
know how to do that?
Sure. All right, I'll hold the chair down just to be safe. So, you can also do some dips that way.
And what does
there
that
you go.
do?
This is engaging your tricep as well as your anterior deltoid.
Uh-huh.
So what happens
Oh,
is he's
look
getting
at that.
fancy now. He's showing off.
He knows.
He's getting fancy. So
Yeah.
right.
You go back to when you didn't have equipment in your house. Just
Right.
grab something, right?
Even if you're editing and you're just sitting there rotting, you're like, let me get up for a few minutes and stretch. And
That's right.
There you go.
Get the water bottles.
Absolutely. You can do that. You can have gallons of water if you have. Do some bicep curls with those. Just take care of your body and it'll take care of you.
What about running?
Running? Running helps. Running helps. Again, you'd want to build a foundation on a treadmill, and then you can start moving your own body weight when you go running outside. That's a good thing to do as well, because again, running on a treadmill provides stability, while when you're running outside, you're actually moving your weight, and that's a good thing as also.
Yeah,
so that helps burn more calories.
Baron, what are some of the things that you do to stay in shape?
I love to lift weights. Love to run up and down stairs. You put somebody on your back. I live on the 6th floor. Put somebody on your back and run up 6 stories, and you really feel like you're going to die. But you're getting used to that. Then you have explosive power because you got all this weight on you.
Right.
You know, I love
That's
those
like
kind
fire
of things.
department workout.
Yeah, exactly. I love that stuff. And the one thing I really love is the spring bar, the bendy bar. If anyone who comes over my house, I'll be like, we got to do the spring bar. I'm like, what do you mean? And just do as many as we can. I'll do 1, he'll do 2, I'll do 3 until we get up to like
20.
You mean the bar with the handles on the end, right? I have one of those in my car. Sometimes they'll see me at the stoplight.
Yes.
What's he doing? You got to keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I know, at the light, you bust a quick 30,
And get
the
that
light
done.
changes and keep going.
Okay.
But, it works wonders. Yeah.
Does.
So you urge everybody to come down and get into a workout.
Right.
When somebody's starting, what do you tell them to do?
Again, we have workout menus as well. So our workout menus.
Should they check with their doctor first to see if they can get involved in a workout program?
If you're inactive or if you have any type of health issues, I would recommend going to see a doctor and getting a waiver or a note saying that you are ready to work out. Come into Blink Fitness, meet with myself or any of our club managers or any of our certified personal trainers, and they will help you develop a program to achieve your fitness goals. That's what sets us apart, is that we really care about our members and we really get to know them.
So what are you going to have on this grand opening celebration day, which is May
19th, 11 a.m. That's a Saturday.
You have the streamers outside and everything.
It's going to be a great event. It's going to be a beautiful event. If you come by now, you can see the signs. They're posted up on the windows. Our facility is over 17,000 square feet, so it's a nice open space. The colors are vibrant. It's going to be a great place to be. Everybody, all of our members love it there. No, we don't have shakes in the club, but we do.
Going to send Baron in there to check out the shakes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We love to partner up with anybody. So.
All right, Baron, the 19th. You ready?
Sounds good.
Go down and do some jumping jacks and all that. I got this thing in my pocket. I can't jump.
Nice.
I can do one side.
There you go. Keep going.
We're good. Hey, thank you so much.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Tell everybody where we can find more information.
Again, you can go to www.blinkfitness.com. You can like us on Facebook at Blink Fitness, and you can follow us on Twitter at Blink Fitness.
Yeah. Okay.
So Blink Fitness all over. That's us.
And tell everybody who you are again.
I'm Eric Garcia, and I'll be the club manager for the St. Anne's location, which is on 156th Street in St. Anne's.
Baron, that's where we're going to go get our free pass.
Sounds good.
Work it up.
All right.
All right. You want to work us out while I wrap the show up?
Sure.
Or Baron, you can help wrap the show up too. I'll just say that's all the time we have for today's show. Many thanks to all of our guests for coming in, and you, our viewer, for checking it out each and every time. Cool Clyde, thank you for rocking the 1s and 2s. Check out our all new open on Wednesdays with host Darren Jaime, and on Fridays, Rina Valentin.
Café con leche.
Café con leche, 107.5 WBLS. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. To choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. Baron Ambrosia, Emmy Award winner. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Eric, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Catch you later. Love you all. Peace.
Tom, Dick, and Harry, but I got up in this with a tank top cause I spit so very dumb, quick, and scary. That's why they're so quick to compare me. But the critics for the spike when it can fit barely. They probably think I'm a lit biscuit. This bitch, when I put them in the woods, I'm a red. I'm a hit, tell me, go ahead, yeah. With the me.
Your education is the key to your future. And if you're a high school student, your next stop is college. A college education gives high school graduates a competitive advantage professionally and financially. Without it, your job opportunities are much more limited. A college diploma is a necessary requirement for any successful tomorrow. So make sure you're prepared. Speak to your guidance counselor. Visit your local colleges.